They absolutely loved it. Standing ovation. Yeah.
Candlelight concerts.
Yeah. Yeah. Voting like 50. No, just.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Hello, welcome to 4 p.m. I'm Dean Stevenson, and this is my installation that's been running at Mona for some time now. Day one was fun, the idea that I would write a brand new piece of music for each day. And so the musicians are looking at the piece of music now. It's the first time, and we're going to sight read it in front of you. Day 2 is interesting. Day 13, earlier hit. Day 55 was it? I love that one. Was my early favourite. You shouldn't have favourite kids, but 55 was a favourite. Anyway, today is day 498. So we've been going a while. Thank you. It's a new. We've all done, that many things of our favourite thing, but it might have taken a lifetime. But I've crammed it into a very, very short time. Just to be on display, to be able to make something that is unframed. I just have to make something exist, just to sit at the piano and just make something exist every day. Not promising awesomeness or goodness or anything at all, really, but just to make something exist and then show you as we bolt it together. And at the end of the day, we can thumbs up, thumbs down, who knows what I've done, who knows. But let's put it together in front of you. Don't forget, for those of you who are thirsty, there's a bar around the corner just over there. You can get a drink and do this while we rehearse today's piece, day 498. And we're going to have it with this awesome ensemble. Please thank Miranda, Fran, Will and Alex. Yeah, great. So let's get going. That screen over there will show my score as it whizzes by as we rehearse it. If you can't see that and you want to look at the paper copy of the score, don't take it home, but you're welcome to look at that if you want to have a look at that. Now, if there's a group of people, I think this table's become unreserved, so if anyone wants to jump in the front, if you want to move over or whatever, come and have a seat somewhere who's got a drink. Have a sit there. Right, here we go, no worries. Okay. Oh, you've got your chair on my score. Look at that. It's a sign of disrespect, isn't it? Goodness me. Gee whiz bang. All right. Fire. Okay, so what was I thinking today? I seem to be in this, telling stories of the princess or the Celtic maiden falling in love with a local barista or something. This story of love. So that's what today is. It's two melodies that kind of do this dance back and forward. Let's see how it ends, shall we? It ends with a nice introduction. At letter A, the violin brings the melody in. So I didn't start with the idea of a love story. It just started with music, and then the theme brought the story in. Anyone? Me. Here's the pretty melody. And now full melody again. Okay, so that's I probably wrote that and then went to lunch, and then I thought, right, I've got to come up with a kind of another melody, which is either like, you know, the love interest or the curmudgeonly dad or something or other that's kind of interrupting that. Love us, interrupt us. Let's see. Let's go from B again, so we can then hear that melody one more time.
Do you want B to be slightly louder than A?
Yes, because up to B we've done like a half melody.
Yep.
And then B is the full melody, so it's more full, especially. And then at C we go into the dee da da da, which just sounds a bit dastardly, I think maybe.
Yeah, I'm just coming down.
From letter B, please, or up it into B.
Up it into B? Yep.
Here's the other one. Hold there. Okay. There you go. Well, no, they're sight reading this for the first time, so please. Okay. I mean, it's definitely not beyond you.
If you want to interrupt a melody, the viola's the instrument to do it.
Okay, yeah, the violas interrupt us. So if you haven't seen this like a traditional string quartet before, this is not what they look like. No, it is actually. 2 violins, viola, and cello. How heavy is the cello?
You ask me this every
Well,
day.
I thought you would have figured it out by now. How heavy is your viola?
No idea.
Oh, about a kilogram?
A kilogram? Okay.
Maybe less.
Less than a kilo? Okay. What's the older? How old's the cello?
This one's like 1730s.
1730. Right.
And,
Okay, so it hasn't been born yet. It's only 1600, 1400. Yes, and the rest of them were probably made last week. But now
Mine's 20.
2020, yeah.
so is this one, 2020.
2020, there you go. Cool. Right, okay, so we've had our, should we call it a mate? I don't know, whatever, let's decide. What are we going to call it? There's 2 melodies. You've heard them both. What do we call them? Like a maiden and a barista? Oh, God, this is terrible.
Melody 1 and Melody 2.
Melody 1 and Melody 2. Okay, so we've done them both. I didn't wake up thinking of these melodies of baristas and maidens and Celtic melodies, which I think is what it sounds like. No, I just woke up and went, what notes go together? And then this popped up, and then, I'll follow that then. Don't think that artists always wake up with the idea. Sometimes they just wake up with hangovers and they have nothing to do except put paint on a canvas, and then eventually something pretty shows up. Let's go from letter D, please.
Upbeat to letter D.
Yep. Good, hold there. Okay, something's happening there. I don't know what's happening in the narrative. I forgot to write something in. Sorry, bar 14. 34. Crotchet tied to a staccato quavers. Everyone goes, yeah, da. Sorry.
I didn't really get the bar before F.
The bar before F didn't get it?
Didn't get it.
E, F.
I mean,
okay.
I can play my part. I mean, I don't understand how it works.
Let's do it again. Maybe slow that writ down. Let's make a bigger deal. Yeah, slow it. Dee da da dee da. Really overdo it.
And then straight back into tempo.
Straight back in the tempo. Yep. So from E. Yep. And I'll see if anyone has any questions. Now what's happening here? Viola. Cello in second. Cello. Good, hold there. That was a very dramatic moment now. I don't know what's happening. You're probably inventing some narrative in your mind. Maybe the ship is sinking and everyone's drowning. I don't know what's going on. Very nice. Can I check a note? Bar 59. Bar 59, we have an A flat against it. That's right, it is an A flat against a G. That's what it is.
Is that 2 after H?
That's 2 after H.
It's the third of H, yeah?
Did I play third of H?
Third of H.
Can I hear third of H? Can I hear the third of H, please? Just the third of H to see what I was thinking of. No, that's okay. That's fine. They're far enough apart. It's fine. Good. Let's go. Sorry, does anybody have any questions? Is anybody curious? Yes, sir.
How often does your own life and feeling come out in the song? Is it a snapshot of how you're feeling, or is it?
That was a nice way to finish the question. I was about to answer you like I knew exactly what you were saying, and then you used the word fiction. Like, fuck you. Good question. No, is it every day inevitably has me in it because I'm the one writing it. And if you listened to this and if you listened to the 50 before it, you'd go, yeah, I see what your favourite thing is, which is, melodic. Usually I'm trying to make you cry, that kind of, people dying and lovey and swoony and shit. But also, yes, the fiction's really interesting. I've never really said this out loud before, but there's fiction and non-fiction when you're reading a book. Is music fiction?
No.
It's not fiction.
No. It's real.
There you go. It's sorted. Viola players, shut it down. But no, inevitably the way I feel, whether I'm leaning into what I feel or whether I'm trying to resist what I feel, contains me because I'm the one writing it, yes. And you can, if you play them all back to back, as I said, you'd understand what my style is, which I can't tell you what it is. That's your job or a critic's job. But inevitably, yeah, it shows up all the time. And sometimes I hear repeats, like someone says, can you repeat yourself? Well, yes, because that's I repeat the things that I like to hear. I write the music I want to hear. As if you were a poet, if you were a painter, you'd create the things that you want to look at or to hear. Yeah, and some days it doesn't work. Some days I don't know what to do. Some days I'm not kind of feeling anything in particular, which is why I just starting with notes. Like these go together. They function like that words function, and then next thing you know, there's a love story, or not, or there's a fucking barista getting in the way. Right? Can we go from letter G, please? Let's hear. Bring this back to G. First one. Viola comes in. The key's changed. And a J, cello. One more time. Miranda, Fran, Will, Alex. Bring it on, come on. Okay, so now we've done our rehearsal, we've made our pencil marks, we've discussed it, we've been disgusted by it, and now we'll play it from top to bottom without interruption. Is there anyone wants to ask any questions or any problems? Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to say I did it in an hour. How special would I be if I just pulled it out and fight? No, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock when the museum's open, I'm here, getting caffeinated, and then I start to create. There you go. And then tomorrow's another piece. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I collect it, absolutely. So there's lots of paper. Well, yes, it's a good question. So, I mean, the idea of doing this every day and having you watch what I do is to provoke the idea of just creativity rather than framed stuff. You come to a museum to see stuff in frames that was often made by dead artists, and we revere it because it's complete and it's in books and we sell it, and it promotes young artists to copy them, blah, 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 blah. But to see something that's getting made is what my provocation was, to talk about, you know, all of the roadblocks that we all come to when we're trying to make our own music or poetry or whatever it is that we do, and we think, oh, I'm not very good or whatever, to try and get, because I don't have a choice I still think those things, but I've got to make something for these musicians at 4 o'clock. So the thing I've chained myself to is just I have to make something every day, regardless of whether I like it or not. But yes, some days out of the 400 and something stupid, there are, you know, moments where we go, holy cow, that was good, and for reasons I can't tell you. The sun wasn't shining, I wasn't on the right drugs, I don't know what was happening that day, but it just happened, which again is my provocation to just show up and make lots of stuff, and sometimes it just happens because you show up enough. And so we have a recording studio, you've probably seen it down the end there with them. So, you know, there you go. Went and recorded some of those favourites, those really good ones, as a CD or download, or a bunch of downloads that you can buy from the shop. So we do record our favourites, if you like, and there's also a live stream. Hi, Mum. There's a bunch of ways in which you can connect to this. There's a Patreon too, so you can have all of the live recordings to your inbox every week. So I do broadcast all that, but my primary thing is to talk about the act of creativity rather than the result. I mean, this is a pretty beast today. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah. But my process is about the very act of making stuff, as opposed to looking for something that I can go, ta-da, look how good that is. Because if one starts to create with the looking for the ta-da moment, then you kind of cripple yourself before you begin, because you're trying to be good all the time rather than just trying to just make miles and miles of rubbish. Yes. Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah. Yeah. I know, right? There's sight reading, it's amazing. I think one of the great rubs with, like, certainly with the recent chats about art and AI on Spotify, how, you know, music is ubiquitous now, it's everywhere, but the cost of that means that it's worth nothing, and so it's hard to be an artist, make a living from it, harder than ever before, because there's literally no money. And the reason why I think it's hard is because in our souls, in our like old souls, we know that we used to make music. Let's talk about music, any art, but let's focus on music. We used to make music together, and it was something we all did. Like, music and dance were the same bloody thing. We would do it around the campfire, around the piano, we'd just sing songs and we'd all do it. But technology is the thing that changed all that, because now there's rooms full of witnesses watching professionals. There's those who do and those who do not, all of a sudden. So it's made this level playing field all of a sudden vertical rather than horizontal. So thank you for congratulating us on showing you the making of stuff, but it's something that probably humans just used to do together all the time, I think, and somehow that's skewed itself into people who witness and people who produce. I've made this book of diaries here, which is 150 days here writing music. I wrote my diary before I left the building. That's what that is. So you can read about the process, and maybe if you read this every day, you can also get all the live music. So you can read about the day and hear about the day. Maybe by reading this, you'd go, actually, yeah, like I completely connect with the chaos and the fallow and the shit show and the doubt and the imposter syndrome and all the things that I suffer too, but have to push through. You know, I've published them all, so maybe that's a way you could connect to the feeling. That book's available in the shop as well. Thank you for your question. Anybody else? Nope. Let's go. Here is day 490. What are we calling it? 98. What is it? Love story? Is it love story? I think it's a love story.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to
The Barista. Princess and the Barista. Jesus.
Does it slow all the way to K?
Right.
So,
Dean, we've just got a little question.
Oh, question,
tempo.
great.
Just at G.
G.
Did you feel it was slow enough what we got to? Would you like us to be slower? And if so, is it slower all the way to K or
Yes, that's the
Do you want us to be slightly more, not pushed at the beginning, but just a bit more, moderato as opposed to a adagio?
Yes, I think
So
yes, absolutely. A bit more brisk at the start.
A little bit pushed.
A bit more brisk at the start. So then the slowing down of the drama in the middle has its weight.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Okay.
Ready?
Here we go. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Miranda, Fran, Will, Alex, old cello. Yay! There you go. Thank you very, very much. That's 4 p.m. on day 498. I'm Dean Stevenson. Thank you so much for your attentiveness and your time. If you want to come and chat to me about the book or the recordings, do so. We're just here. Otherwise, have a lovely weekend. Mosey on and spend all your money in the shop. Go on. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.